My name is Dennis Applebee. I teach in the art department here at Wesleyan College. I'm also the chair of the art department, and I oversee the advertising, marketing, and communication major. I studied printmaking both for my bachelor's and master's degree. I received a BFA in printmaking from Illinois State University and a Master's of Fine Arts in Printmaking at The Ohio State University in Columbus, Ohio. My experiences in printmaking, collage, and drawing, my degrees are in printmaking, but most of the artwork that I make is in collage and drawing. And so the things that I'm interested in are the relationships of music, language, and math, or systems in general, and how those things kind of interrelate. So the collages I make kind of draw on mathematics and language and rhythms that you might find in music. But I've also worked as a graphic designer before teaching full-time here at Wesleyan. Wesleyan art students, they have an opportunity to have access to equipment and art spaces that in some ways really kind of equal bigger schools. I was really surprised coming here to interview for my teaching position and just being shocked at how much space there is for the art program here. The other thing that I've really liked for our students here is that they have where at a lot of times at a bigger school you might have to pack up material and take it with you back to your dorm, and you may or may not have a lot of access to the studio spaces outside of class hours. But here, students are able to kind of carve out a personal space, and they can leave a painting up, or they can leave things sitting out, and they can come back basically anytime from 8 in the morning till midnight and work on artwork outside of class. And you often will see students working on things outside of class, taking advantage of the opportunity that they have here. People wonder if art really is something that they should study in college. Is it worth the time? Is there something for me available, maybe career-wise, after college? And I would say yes, totally. It's totally worthwhile studying. There are definitely opportunities available after college. I've got a sheet that I had drafted of like 100 different careers that art students could have outside of college, ranging from graphic design, illustration, photography, working in the business fields. There are a lot of things that you just really don't think that you don't realize that artists' hands create the things that we deal with every day. We think about just all the information that we have to work with. Somebody has to design and organize that content in a way that's deliverable and accessible to people. Artists do that kind of thing. I think it's also important to study art because it helps you to see things from different perspectives and to problem solve in ways that a lot of times other fields of study don't ask you to. There's definitely the cliche of kind of creative thinking, but in a lot of ways it's really not just a cliche, but trying to solve problems creatively. Art asks you to do that regularly. If you can see things in new ways, then you are likely to be more creative and more successful in whatever field you might be in. And just even taking art classes will help you in that. So the advice I'd probably give new art majors or new students in an art class is to be willing to risk making bad art. That's okay. And I think that advice is really good in art classes in general, is that we're here to learn, and Often, by just making things, by the experience of making things, you figure out what works and what doesn't work. How you're learning, a big part of art classes, at least in the beginning, is learning technical skills and the craft of making things. And as you're doing that, you're talking about ideas and you're talking about kind of what works and what doesn't work, what's successful. And those things, as technical skills develop and ideas start to develop, those kind of come together, and you start making things that are interesting, you know, in as you develop in your time as an art major. My name's Dennis Applebee, professor of art at Wesleyan College. If you want to reach out to me to talk more about the programs we have in the art department, feel free to email me.